I think Betway don't just... I saw like when Harry and Hugo were casting, they were getting some ridiculous numbers. I think Betway just don't like giving us the big numbers.
Oh.
You know?
I mean, they did tweet about us.
I'm pretty sure they just said I was mean.
I mean, they're not wrong.
I am a lovely human.
Well, here we go. G2 on the T side, ATK on the CT, and they definitely need a strong start here, considering when G2 swapped to CT. Seeing Kenny S on the op, because he's not been missing too many shots. He's been hitting his true kind of performance that we've seen in the past out of him. It seems like G2 are definitely more about taking their time here. You can see Modem looking to potentially go up the ladder if the engagement comes in on the lower bomb site. But you can see Modem already been taken down from a grenade, but gets the kill on the Hunter either way.
Again, that's going to stop any sort of flank coming in for G2. They've done so much damage, though, from these two remaining players. Molotov into the connector to cut off rotation. Sonic goes running through it. He almost dies. Just 5 HP. But it may be worth the kill that he gets. Modem, he's on a very quick flank. They should expect this. They know that the player's not holding onto it anymore. Nexa has been so clinical throughout the day so far, and with Sonic so low, JT with a kit, and well, now JT the only one remaining. I can't see this going too well. Eventually, he'll be closed out, and G2, they're going to get themselves yet another pistol.
You know, I don't know if you saw on Reddit today, there was a nice little video made by someone, I don't have the name off the top of my head, who made a video about when you're peeking device. And it was just a recap of Liquid versus Astralis, ECS, and how whenever you came around a corner into his crosshair, would just take your head off. I feel like that's the exact same thing that's happening here with ATK. It's like ATK when you peek G2.
I think specifically Nexa. Like just the way that he's been, because he is one of those players where if he's holding an angle, it's so tough to get past. Nonetheless, looking like they might be. I thought they were going to go for the same again, but the bomb's down in the spawn, so it'll be a little bit more of a slower round. Made damage doing quite well, but the double scouts have already caused some damage. Amanek down to just 29 HP. I'm interested to see where they actually gather up to. It is looking like an A hit. Trying to nade JT to oblivion, but he's actually all right. And with the 5-7 in play, I don't think they're going to opt to challenge that this time. It didn't go too well in the previous round. And while now building up for what looks like that A take. You've got a big advantage in terms of weaponry, but the scouts can still do the work.
Yeah, I mean, Omenek's already taken some damage, I believe, from it earlier on. Floppy and Sonic looking to do the deed, do the damage they need to here. JT, in the meantime, has been able to take down Hunter. I believe it was over towards Pop, if I'm not mistaken. But still, the rest of G2 charging straight in, and Jax, he's honestly just carrying over his performance from the last game, from the last match. 3 kills for him so far already, looking for number 4. And Omenek's going to be able to, actually no, Nex is going to be the one to steal that away, and he will get the 4K. G2 pick up the second round, and now potentially a third here, as we have ATK going on the save.
Yeah, this is where we can see G2 build up the cash. This is also the thing that kind of worries me, because I think that if G2 have a good T side, I think this is done. Like, that's where teams really do seem to struggle on this map, especially if you're not finding entry kills. It becomes very, very difficult to actually just strategically outmaneuver a team on either side of the map. Obviously, it's much more likely you'll be able to get a bomb down on the B side, but on the A side, if you're not getting opening picks, the chance of you winning a round is so slim. At the same time, individually, G2 have been fantastic. Like, there's been so much strong performances across the board from them so far, and if ATK are not able to have a strong CT side, I think they are out of this map.
Okay. I think they did the double Molotov strat.
I think they also double naded as well. Nice shots from Floppy, though. There's definitely evidence that these ATK players have a lot of individual skill. Unfortunately, it seems like they're not quite matching up to G2 at the moment.
Again, you know, if you guys just join us, we did talk about, though, for ATK, give them a little bit of limelight, is the fact that this is a team that wasn't even supposed to be in the Pro League. They were playing an MDL. They filled a slot from a team that couldn't field a roster. Ended up playing in a group with, well, at the time, Renegades, now 100 Thieves, and Liquid. They're able to qualify through the second group stage and put on a performance against North that I think no one out there expected. Able to 2-0 them. They've been able to gain a lot of international experience. And I'm excited to see where they go in the next season of Pro League, maybe to take that experience and turn it into some victories. Help really step up their game. But we're going to the first gun round for them. I think this is where we're going to get our first initial sign of how ATK will be able to handle Train.
Sonic definitely heard that. So he should be very careful peeking into these angles now with the boost coming in. Nexa, he just managed to walk out. Modem's going to be completely caught. And there's always a second. JT doesn't even know. In fact, there's just been kills coming in all across the map. Was worried about whether or not they'd be able to get entry frags. This has been so easy for G2. They literally just walked in. They didn't even have to try, and they're just killing everyone. That's a ridiculous round. Every single player on G2 gets a kill. That is mad.
How does Nexa walk out, kill Modem, and then spam down on the Sonic? Like, how doesn't Sonic turn around? I'm a little bit confused there. I know he obviously had to worry about Hunter coming down ladder, but he was in a position where he could be seen. I don't know, miscommunication, but I don't know what the answer would be in that situation. But G2, just like you said, walking out. A free round for them, pretty much. And the confidence, well, it's still there from the first map. They're still continuing to do this, pushing out yet again. Nexa leading the charge. Unluckily for him, there's going to be a smoke in the way at the moment, but that's going to be fading momentarily. So many different targets to go for. Spots out the scout, gets a spray on the first, gets the second. Third would just be the cherry on top. Hunter will steal that away, but either way, the damage has been done. They're going to get the outer bomb site, and they're going to have this round.
Yeah, this has just been squeaky clean so far from G2. 5 rounds already on the T side, and that's sort of what you look at as basically your minimum. And they've already hit it in 5 rounds, so it's going fairly well. I think obviously ATK now need to have a step up. They're going to bring in the double AWPs, which I like to see. I think Sonic is one of those sort of star players within the roster who can take over a map if he can get going, especially with the AWP. At the same time, though, the man on the other side, again, is Kenny with $11,000 and an AWP in his hands. They can't really ask for much more. They're just going to continue to try and brute force this. Hunter now onto a piece of the pie. Modem has been killed within the first few seconds of every round so far. Now, it just can't keep happening. He's being caught out. They can't really deal with just the sheer amount of aggression that's coming in. Finally, a kill goes back, but look how much damage has been done in return. Through the smoke is going to go Hunter. He may even just wait on the corner of it. There's possibilities if the timing's right. The flashback comes through, though, and Hunter gets both. This is unreal from G2 at the moment, and Sonic, well, it was someone I mentioned that would need to have a star performance, but I don't think this is possible.
Bomb has been planted.
I don't even know what you do here for ATK. I mean, maybe try to go for the double op setup kind of thing. Hope that Modem doesn't die early on. You play a little bit more passive, look for the initial kills. But then you're just giving up full control to G2, and I mean, they've already been able to take the control. And yeah, this round they lost 1 or 2, but if they're able to do it without losing a single player, playing an afterplan situation like that, I don't know how ATK are going to be able to retake against that, especially on the outer bomb site. Now Sonic trying to save the AWP into the next round. Omnic on the lurk for him. I imagine Sonic should be able to get this kill. Oh, he doesn't actually spot Omnic out, and now if Omnic looks towards CT spawn, he's going to have a free op. And there you go, losing all their weapons. Did they actually, I think they lost Hunter to the bomb, by the way.
Yeah, the worrying thing is it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. They have so much money on the T side that they could buy for like the next 4 or 5 rounds, and then loss bonus is going to continue. Like, it's just going to be silly. 2 players over 100 ADR. Everybody else is actually relatively close. I don't even know what you say at this point. Like, if you're ATK, and we're only in the first 6 rounds. The problem is this has been so dominant and so just aggressive from G2 that basically until you shut them down, until you finally basically show them that they can't keep doing this, they're just going to keep doing it. They're going to keep running over you. Every single player's performing. The kill distribution, it's not like one player's just done everything. It's between 7 and 5. This is a scary looking G2, and sure, they said it at the beginning. Like, I think ATK had a very good day yesterday. It doesn't seem like the same is happening today, but this G2 roster could go on to beat some very dangerous teams later on if they continue to play with this level of confidence, with this level of dominance. Once again, just going to go running in. The pistols at least doing some damage. We've got to be careful. There's a second player on the site who is actually going to be mocked him. He hits a dink. The flashbang is fantastic, but he has to reload while they're all blind. Finally, he'll net kill. Actually gets a second as well. This has been the closest round we've seen so far, and they may actually be able to win it. It's left onto Jax. He's reloading. An orb's been picked up from JT. How is this the round that's going to slip away? Maybe a little bit too much confidence Maybe a little bit of luck, but hey, ATK, they're onto the board, and that's going to be a big boost for their morale.
I will say this, though, Tom. Not to be the glass half empty kind of guy. G2 just ran through a smoke. They gave them opportunities to pick up kills. I mean, Odom obviously hit a couple of good shots there, but if they didn't play in that kind of sense of no respect, I don't know if ATK would have won it with just those pistols alone. I mean, either way, though, they pick up the round, they get the buy-up they need. They're going for the double-up setup with OC and Sonic, and we're going to see G2 respond. They obviously still have the money anyways. And even though Jack still has 8K, he buys up a Mac 10.
I don't know. Well, it does seem like this world is based around, like, when you have money, you want more. So it may be down to a strategy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see them, even though that failed, just blast into the B site again. Like, 2 Mac 10s when you go through the ramp is really not that much of a detriment. That you can maneuver so much more easily, and, well, the aggression can pay off. We'll see. Maybe it's going to be something to do with pop as well. Like, getting up close can definitely work for them, but yeah, it's looking like the Prior. A straight rush into this B site. Good luck, Floppy. The nade's going to be thrown out. He has the incendiary to try and slow them down. That nade did catastrophic damage, and he's going to be able to start things off well. Finally, shutting them down. 3 kills from Floppy. Amanek is going to trade 1 back, but that should be too little too late. They're even going to spot him out as well. Great job from Floppy. And, well, Kenny can't even clutch this one out. A 6-2, a double attempt at a fast round, trying to catch off ATK. And, well, now we sit with the second round on the board and some money being built up by the CT side.
Well, if Floppy doesn't get that nade in and doesn't get the 3 kills, I think ATK would have lost that round. Having the double up, trying to retake would be so damn difficult. We can see there, initial kill and the spray down onto Hunter and Nexa. Really well done out of him. Keep ATK in this. They get the second round, like you mentioned. They have the buy-up still, trying to get a little bit of extra money in their pockets as you have OC on 7K. And G2, again, I mean, they have the 2 Mac 10s. They still have tons of money anyways. They're going to get the full force back into this round. And actually, what is this? Amanek, like, he has 2000, but he's not buying the extra utility. I don't know, he's sitting with the Molotov and a smoke. Kenyas takes a lot of damage from the Molotov and the nade that came through. Confidence, well, it's still oozing out of G2, but it might start to work against him. OC's hitting some shots. The morale's been built up, the confidence. They continue to hit the shots. He gets his 3rd as well. The 4th with the no-scope, not going to land, but doesn't matter. Flop will be there in the end. Now it's all on Kenny against 3. And that nade should end it. Oh, really gets around.
This is starting to look a lot better. They've finally been able to shut down those really aggressive plays from G2. It probably means that now G2 are going to finally just go, okay, we have to stop just trying to rush them down. That was something I mentioned. Like, you have to make G2 respect you. Because that didn't happen in Vertigo at any point in the map where there was a point where you go, okay, G2 are out of this, or they're struggling. So they just carried on doing what they were doing, hitting their shots, pulling rotations, and making things very difficult for ATK. This time, it's now going to be 3 in a row. Failed attempts at just fast plays. So I think this will be the moment where Nexa either A, takes a pause, which I think is fairly unlikely, or B, just goes, okay, we'll play our default. We'll give Kenny a chance to try and get an opening pick with the AWP. We're still going to have a reasonable amount of money. There's something also that was said. It's like, because they had so much cash, sure, they've spent a load of it, but now they've got a couple of rounds of loss bonus. They'll get 2,400, which leaves, well, the worst case at the moment is, what, 3,800 for Nexa. So not really bad at all. He can buy an AK. Everybody else can buy flawlessly, and if Kenny saves the AWP, then he could even drop an AK over if he wanted to.
He's been able to save the AWP for the full minute. ATK not going for the chase onto it. But yeah, starting to get something going for them. 3 rounds. They're going to need every CT side around they possibly can. And let's see what G2 does decide to go for here. No pause coming through, but yeah, I mean, if you're G2, like, I love when teams play with no respect, but I hate when teams continually play with no respect after they start to lose rounds. I want to see that little switch up, like, okay, all right, we can't keep doing this, as you mentioned before. Probably that switch will come into this round. You know, we can't just keep rushing through. We have to start to, you know, flash for each other, look for picks, execute some strats. G2 investing 3 flashbangs off the bat, straight in towards middle. And Kenny's been able to get straight down pop. He might have JT here off to the side. He gets the initial shot, almost gets the tag onto the player behind him. Man advantage back here to G2.
they're going to just try and execute off of this pick. Kenny even trying to go through the smoke. He's a little bit of the bait player as everybody else makes their way around the side. Modem finally starting to show some life, but it's still going to be a man advantage in the favor of G2. And more importantly, just look at Hunter. This is exactly what Hunter does best. Oh, this timing could be wonderful, though. Modem, he doesn't know that the man with the bomb is currently behind him. It's actually going to be just him walking down the ramp. I think Hunter might be facing the wrong way as well, so this should be the free kill onto him. This might be the panic signs. OC also catches that kill. It's going to be left all onto Nexa in the end. Oh, it's timing. But it worked just about for Modem. He burns down the clock enough. He still gives Nexa that full sense of hope that this B site is going to be completely clear. But this 1v1 could still decide the round.
He's going to go Nexa's way. Now he's going to be in the 1v1 up against OC. Op versus Galil. There's still a lot of utility left for both players to use.
Bomb has been planted.
A bit of a risky spot to plan in, but now we'll see. Trying to get the high ground. We'll expect him to be on the in-betweens on the bomb site. He's giving away his position now. Nexa trying to play around with the time off top being thrown. He tries to peek it. And OC gets the kill and gets the round, but Modem, that's the one you have to watch out for. That flank coming through on 100, the delay was phenomenal. And also the kill on the Kenny S to start off the round for him as well. They were down in a 3-on-5, and they were able to pull that one back.
Yeah, he's the man that we've mentioned from yesterday who was performing so well, and he had a high-impact play in this round. Sure, it still came down to OC to clutch it out, and as said, bomb plant, lost bonus, it's going to be continuous buys for G2 on this T side. They've already got 6, but I still feel like if they come out in a 9-6, they're not going to be happy with that, because that would be a pretty poor turnaround if they lose 9 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and I honestly don't see G2 losing 9 rounds in a row.
Saw them lose quite a few versus Shark, so there's still that thought in the back of my mind. They have looked a lot better than that, to be fair, and that round was incredibly close. So I don't think they really did anything wrong strategically. It was just that they got caught.
Yeah, I mean, Moto flagrant around behind Kenny alleviated the pressure. Because they dropped the bomb towards spawn, it forced, I think it was Nexa to just go back into spawn to pick up the bomb to go then in towards the B site. And then Hunter not looking behind them when Pop Dog was available to, go up and flank. I think some slight mistakes, but more importantly, I think it was Modem taking advantage of how spread out G2 was. Now here we go, round 11. Double op still being held on to by OC and Sonic. We're seeing G2 force up here as well. Next, this is what we saw when they were successful in the first 6 rounds. Him just pushing out. Modem doesn't even know he's behind him, and Nexa gets the first kill.
Still going to be a trade back. Modem again. Utility damage over the last few rounds has been the big difference maker when it comes to these aggressive plays. Nexa trying to lurk around. He knows that JT's here, and the turnaround gives him a kill. Even another one for Nexa as well. As mentioned, he's been so good throughout the day. Almost managing to close the round on his own. Floppy down to just 46. Sonic on 17. The rest of the team, well, I was going to say I haven't been able to do too much, but look at this man once again. You would think that after the last round, there might be at least a slight smidgen of fear in the heart of Hunter, but not to be the case. Ooh, a bit of a miss from Amanek. That was an opportunity, but it doesn't matter in the end. Back on the board of G2. It wasn't that long a hiatus, and the CT side, they'll have a bye. However, they've wanted double AWPs. That can't happen. They wanted lots of utility.
That's like glass cannon, then maybe.
But that would also be Motum dropping it, and then, they want a double AWP on Sonic and OC. So if Motum drops him, then he has a glass cannon rifle, and considering his position, that would be really stupid, because he's one of the players most likely to get hit from grenades, so I'm happy we're not going to see that. Kenny slowed down a little bit, but still happy to go for those early aggressive peaks. They're looking to get back into the rhythm of just blasting out onto this A-site. Utility has been minimalized now, and that gives them so much space, and oh my god. What is going on? I don't think there's much many teams could do against this at the moment. Just brute force headshots into the site. The CT's already looking to just hold on to their remaining guns, and, well, it does seem like that maybe G2 were just having a bit of a break, having a chill for a few rounds, and then just went back to the same script.
I mean, ATK need to hold these weapons because they have no money. They won 4 rounds straight, so the loss bonus is completely gone for them. And this is going to mean G2 should be getting up to 9 just off of that alone.
I think that round came down solely to the fact that because ATK's buy was a bit weaker, they couldn't throw the same grenades. And they also haven't really been challenging for pop. I think that is one of the holes in their defense. Like, the fact that that control is just given over to G2, they've started to exploit it.
Was it Sonic originally? It was Sonic originally holding it, right? But they wanted to get him the op. And I don't imagine you want to hold pop.
I think it was Modem.
No, Modem's been holding, like, in the yard.
No, I mean, like, in the pistol, it was Modem, because he then came around on the flank.
Yeah.
I think that's the only round I remember them actually properly fighting it.
We had, I think it was Sonic. He actually was able to hold it, I think, once. There's a round where he got flanked by, I think it was Nexa just walking straight out, gets a kill on a Modem, then turns around and almost kills him in pop. But the fact is, like, there is no person holding pop every round for ATK. So
and also,
giving them
like,
free control.
It's not so much that, it's the fact that in a round where you don't have any utility, they can't do what they were doing before, which is just smoke it off, Molotov it off, and, like, basically force Kenny to have to go for risky plays. Instead, that round they had 3 players burst out pop, and they didn't even like have to flash it or anything. They just jumped down.
Yeah.
They knew there was no one there. And you can't give that to G2. You can't just give them a portion of the map that it is also so valuable and just basically go, yeah, you can have that for free, and we don't have anything to even damage you as you get there. It's just too much space, and a team like G2 are going to exploit that, and they have been. They've already won the T half. I said there needed to be a strong CT side from ATK. It's not looking like that's about to happen, and I just don't think they're going to be able to grind like 9 rounds plus on the T side. Like, I'd be very impressed if they do, but I wouldn't expect that from most teams, let alone a team that's a heavy underdog.
Well, don't worry. 6 out of the last 7 maps have gone 11-4. There's still the potential for it to happen here for 7 out of 8. Kenny S gets the next follow-up shot. Floppy does get a nice double onto Ivy. He's quickly going to be turned on. 2 kills is not bad. They're going to have the money to finally buy up here yet again. But G2, they've got a bankroll behind them. And they got the confidence. I mean, they're just oozing confidence right now.
Well, that is the problem of those early round wins. Like, having 5 in a row that were that clean, it basically just set them up. Was it even 6 in a row? It just set them up to be in a position where they never actually got their economy broken. Like, it got a little bit dicey towards the end, but then all it took was a bomb plant, and then when they win, they just go back to having loads of cash again and winning a streak. So ATK have had the unfortunate truth of they've never actually been able to build any money, and they've never been able to face off against an eco. So now they come back in, they don't have the AWP, which, well, as you can see, OC's one of the top fraggers in the server. Floppy's done well on the B site, but it's been the A site that they've been struggling with. And as you can see, Motum's had a bit of a resurgence, but not enough to really change anything. And yeah, that's where they've just been going every single round. And can you really blame G2 for just continually fighting this? They have 9 rounds on the T side of train.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to do it here. This time, though, it's not going to be Nexa rushing out main. Maybe looking to penetrate the B side defense, which actually I think has been like one of the saving graces for ATK to get them up to 4. It has been this B side. They've been able to, you know, hold Floppy, thinking back to a couple of rounds prior. Obviously, got the phenomenal nade damage through, then the triple. Jax catches JT, pushing up aggressively. Man advantage back for G2. Yet again in another round, Bodum now is going to have a chance. But he gets just randomly sprayed by Almanac. Still, though, able to get the kill and back off. Oh. It's a little bit yikes moment for Nexa there. But again, no one's towards pop, no one's contesting this, no one's controlling this position for ATK. We're going to find out if G2 can use that to their advantage.
Wouldn't be surprised. They have been so good at holding on to this. All the utilities gone. Modem in a straight fight with Amanek is going to lose. And OC on the side without his trusty AWP. He'll take a few more bullets. Sonic trying to fight up close. The pre-fire spray is not enough. And just like that, they all fold, leaving Floppy alone. He has been the saving grace. He's looking to be again, but Hunter not going to allow him to get any more done. AWP will be saved. The money once again is going to be an issue for ATK. They're going to get a bare bones buy, and it's just been troublesome so far for this ATK roster. Double digits hit for G2 on the T side of their map choice. They're looking unbelievable.
They are, and now we're going to the last round of the half. You see ATK with SMG, 3 FAMAS, Scout. Haven't been able to win even with the best of buys sometimes. Let's see if they can do something with this and potentially get a 5th round. Next to drop straight into pop. One of the, I guess, perfect positions for JT to use this weapon. And again, the confidence might be working against G2 here. It looks like ATK been able to fight themselves back into this one. They have a 3-man advantage. Kennyus on 2 HP, Jax on 23.
They had everyone on A. Like, ATK finally just went, screw it. Right, we're just going to stack it. Let's just send everyone in this direction. Let's just basically slam G2 straight into the ground because they've just been doing the same thing over and over and over again. And hey, why not? It's going to be now the CT side. Still with a load of smokes. I don't think there's any chance really for Jax to do anything in this scenario. Well, in a 1v5, this should be a 10-5. So your curse has been broken, Jason. It's not going to be an 11-4 this time.
Watch Jax just get like 3 kills in like 3 seconds. It's not going to happen.
If he does, if he wins this, I think that ATK should just forfeit the rest of the match. That is a nice shot. Can't deny. Like, he's going to get to pad his stats a little bit. It's worth noting as well that every single player from G2 is in double digits, which you normally see like somebody up and above, but in this case it's just been a pure team performance. Great work from G2. They go on to the CT side, and while this could be the final half in the tournament for ATK, unless they can pull off a fantastic T side.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're now back here with the second half of our match between G2 and ATK. Currently 10-5 at the end of the first half for G2 on the T side. But now they swap on to the CT side and ATK. Their tournament lives on the line here. This pistol round so desperate for them that they need to have a chance to take it over to Inferno as their third and final map. Tom, give it to me straight. Are ATK going to be able to pull this back?
No.
Okay. Well, at least I can depend on you to give it to me straight.
I'm not really the pillar of optimism unless I'm casting with Pimp, because I don't really have a choice. But yeah, in this sort of scenario, like G2 have looked fantastic. They pulled out a large amount of rounds on the harder side of the map. They'd have to let it go, and this is exactly what I mean. Like, Kenny just hits an instant one-tap, doesn't give Sonic even a chance. They've been strong in their pistol rounds. They've been good at building up economy. They've been good at keeping rounds clean. Like, they basically have everything going their way. Like, something would drastically have to change, not only for ATK to start performing better, but for G2 to be playing worse. Because I don't even know if ATK could compete even if they were playing their best right now, because G2 seem to be doing the same. This is just clinical. Every single player is just performing. There hasn't been a missed shot. And that's as good as it gets, Jason. That is as good as it gets in a pistol round.
All right, so I hope Jack is already in the taxi on the way here, because you know what? This match might be ending momentarily here. 11-5. G2. Like, what do you do for ATK? You can't buy up in this round. You couldn't get a kill in the last round. A little bit unfortunate because Sonic had the drop on Kenny. Yes, he had the shadow, but he misses the first shot, and then Kenny just instantly one-taps him down. Should be 12 here, I would imagine, for G2, and I think next might be looking for some money as well. Sitting there with the MP9. Might even come in towards the lower bomb site, or the inner bomb site, I should say, but they have an incendiary grenade ready. Oh, this is going to be tough. They might be able to rush him down, but again, straight into the meat grinder.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's as good as that gets as well. Just a single grenade used and that was enough. Hey, that was the eco round. You can forgive that one. Now we come in with the buy, and well, you don't normally get such a good chance at a bonus round. Obviously, they're still going to have a few struggles rebuying into the next if G2 do lose this round, but that's the question. Do they even lose this round? They've still got 4 rifles. They've got way more utility. They MP9 onto Nexa. He's going to be playing close. And again, he's one of my favorite players when it comes to just playing a role on a site, like just holding it down. Very good at that. Jack's looking to get aggressive. The Molotov goes down, but they catch him with his pants down. Good timing coming out from the T side as they look to recreate some of the G2 magic we've seen previously. Amanek's going to go down without a kill as well. This is looking like the best chance to start things off for this T side.
They still have 3 players left to find, though. And those 3 players are putting up a decent fight. Down to a 3-on-2. Kenny just trying to get around the corner in time. They will have control of the site. They have to worry about Nexa flanking in from the backside, though, and no one's actually currently watching this. Obviously, the SMG is not going to be the best weapon to have in this situation for him. However, if him and Kenny can work together, if he can actually just sneak up, JT actually walking straight in towards a trap, but will Nexa actually expect him in that corner? No, unfortunately, he will not. Now, Kenny all on his lonesome. And a 1-on-3. He does have the kit, but no utility. And no HP left. And ATK will be able to pick up the first gun round.
Yeah, this is sort of the problem of having that many rifles, is that now your bonus round kind of sucks. It's not going to be ideal. Like, Amanek and Jax can't really buy. I don't even know if they're going to go for it, because Kenny just straight up bought a Deagle. The thing that was making me think maybe they did is just because Hunter had enough to drop Kenny and AWP, and in my eyes, that's enough to win a round. Like, especially with the way that they've been playing so far. But no, they're going to play it safe. I like this from G2. Don't really need to take the risk. Just be patient, wait for your 4-buy. I'm going to have a much better buy going into the next round, and maybe they won't even need it, because Kenny's already got 1 Deagle. He does get flashed off. Good utility usage. But at the same time, there's still players to deal with. There has been a bit of investment here. Hunter with a rifle, looking to just make things as costly as possible. Amanek with the scout. He's now the only one standing, but even he's dropped an extra player. I don't expect to be anything more from this, but even still, there's 3 kills coming out from G2 in a round where they didn't fully invest. Now they even still, though, this buy is still going to have pieces missing. I feel like Amanek spent a little bit too much.
I do just want to point out, by the way, Floppy's on 19 kills, and OC only got up to double digits from that last round.
They're not buying again. I think they just spent too much. Because that's what it looks like, at least. Because they definitely, like, before Hunter could have bought him an AWP, Amanek could have bought fine if he just didn't buy the scout. So, yeah, I think maybe G2 just overspent a little bit here. Still going to just wait for their full buy. And again, they did a lot of damage in the last round, but that's a bit disappointing.
Well, they almost won with this awkward buy in the last round. Maybe they can do it here.
It's definitely a possibility, especially with the rotations they're already throwing in. Like, there should be 3 players on this side by the time all of the grenades rain in. It's going to be Jax waiting on the site, but this is looking like maybe a bit of an elaborate ruse. They've baited them in here. Modern will go down, and that should be a rifle at least that either G2 can look to try and use in the retake or just save.
No, Dominic can get a kill at the scout. Get the man advantage over to G2. Maybe there's a chance for them to pull this one off. They're actually rotating in, going for this one. They have no kit currently on them, however, so they have to pick up the pace and go a little bit faster than they currently are to get this defused through. Dominic now going to be with the SG. JT's going to peek around, take down Kenny S. He's eventually going to be overwhelmed, though, so 1-for-1 trade coming through. Down to the last 2 players on the side of ATK. Sonic trying to hold on with Floppy, gets himself a nice little double, puts himself on to 21 kills, and Sonic's going to be in the one-on-one. Omnic with no kit won't have a chance. So the damage has been done yet again. G2 able to get 4 kills in this round.
Yeah, they're keeping this T side very honest, and now they can actually come in with a buy of their own. It is interesting to note that Floppy is currently the top fragger in the whole server, which kind of mad considering the current scoreline. He has been the one glimmer of hope for this side so far, and
it's like watching Renegades yesterday. No, not Renegades, 100 Thieves, when you had Grass Faction drop 20-something kills on Dust 2 in 1/2, and then they still lost.
Or I could think of one better example.
Yeah, but that was like that example was like way better. Like
I don't know.
The amount of kills he got was way different.
If you drop 44 kills in regulation and still lose, that's pretty impressive.
I just you know like when I'm blank videos that come out. Usually like at major times, it's usually about teams and like they lose like matches like really badly. It's like when I'm Fnatic and it's just Crim's getting all these kills and then the final scene is just them losing the match or the map.
Yeah, they did get through in the end, which is the most important thing for Fnatic. I think that will be obviously something they've had to look over, but at the same time, something they'll probably forget.
I don't think Crim's will, though. He's got a title under his belt now.
Be rubbing it in. It's like,
yeah.
You had a bit of a bad day today. It's like, did you drop 44 kills in a match and lose?
You can't say anything until we're just going to like throw that at you. Crims, why don't you hold the B side? I don't know. Why don't you drop 44 kills in the match? ATK now. They have been able to get quite a few rounds on this T side. That nade coming through. Oh, poor OC down to 41 health. Thing is, they're getting rounds, but they're not getting them cleanly like G2 was so far this entire series. That flashbang was a little bit unfortunate. Totem drops down. 1-for-1 trade comes through, but again, it's just a fake. They're going to be hit on the outer site. There's only going to be one player to defend, and it's Omnic yet again.
This has been fantastic so far from ATK. Yeah, the rounds have been close, but the one thing they've done brilliantly is just force rotations out from G2, just bait them into gambling their players on the other side of the map. The problem is in the previous rounds, they've held on by the skin of their teeth with just SMGs, just pistols. Now there's plenty of rifles to be on the other side. Floppy once again is going big. 23 kills to his name. Jumping in will be Hunter, and OC takes his head off. And we're going to get a 9th onto the board now for ATK. What was looking like a done match has started to get a bit scary for G2. And I think that most of that is just due to their rotations. They've been off a few times in a row. And in the pistol rounds, you can give that away. But ATK have just done a fantastic job of going, okay, we're going here, we're going here. Sight! It's going to be the other side.
They did 2 rounds in a row.
Yep.
I would imagine G2 won't let that happen a 3rd time.
You'd hope.
Yeah. So then my question to ATK is, do you have another strategy that works that effectively that you can throw into the mix? Luckily for them, though, there's not a lot of money on the side of G2, so it's not like they can fully buy up into Strong. You got Jax with the AUG, you got Hunter with an ump, Omnic with a scout, and CZ's for the rest. But yeah, we haven't really seen many clean rounds out of ATK, out of the 4 they've taken now on this T side.
Ooh, that's a nice start. Jax is already going to be gone, and with the stack initially being over onto the B site, that means that the A site is already firmly under the control. Again, they've got to be careful. A little bit of damage done, but this is looking like that first proper clean round coming in. Amanek has been good with the scout so far, but hey, double digits. I didn't expect us to even get here, to be honest. And ATK, with the way they've been playing the T side, maybe there are opportunities. You can see them gaining in confidence, and G2 haven't really come close in a lot of the rounds now to actually closing them out.
Thing is, though, if Floppy's not dropping, what is he on 30 kills now, probably? Probably around there.
He's on 25.
If he's not dropping these ridiculous numbers, then like ATK would definitely not have been as close as it currently is. But here we go. Like I said, double digits coming through. G2 should be back on the buy up here. We've not seen the double op setup coming out of G2. I don't think we've really seen the op out of G2 on the CT side. This is my question voice to you.
I think they had it once. That was where they saved all of that money for 2 rounds in a row, and then in the third one, I think Kenny bought it. Because otherwise, he had 4 grand for no reason. So I think he just died so fast you didn't even see it.
Okay. Well, they're not going to go double op this time.
Please tell me Aminek's going to buy.
Maybe he's just talking with the team right now. Trying to figure some things out.
The thing is, even this buy that they currently have, like, because they saved a couple of those weapons, it's going to have some like weaker components in it, just based off the fact that they want to not waste weaponry. And that just seems like an odd thing to do at 12-10. You know, give them extra utility, but the pace that ATK have been throwing into these rounds, they haven't really had to throw any of it. I imagine G2 are going to start stacking up nades into that A main spot. Maybe have a Molotov like ready early for the ramp as well. But look again, lots of utility being expended. I think this is once more an elaborate ruse to try and bait players into a rotation. Kenny, he goes for the aggressive peek, and once again we're going to see nothing from that AWP. OC with the entry onto Nexa as well, and this is looking like another round which is just done. They're getting the same treatment as they were on the other side. ATK just brute forcing G2. This is impressive stuff to say the least, and I'm getting flashbacks to that game versus Sharks where G2, they were so dominant, they were so far in the lead, they were performing out of their minds, and then all at once it all disappeared.
Oh, Dinks come through at a Hunter, but Floppy gets the kill. And Omnic trying to save the SG. Should have a kill on the Floppy here if Floppy decides to push him. Good flanked him from behind. Oh, just barely gets away too. So we'll at least be able to save 1 weapon to the next round. He still has 5.8, so we can drop 1. But ATK, like, they are really taking heads here. Again, like, the rounds, as I said before, weren't necessarily clean, but these last 2 have been. Probably on 24 kills now. And the spread on the other side, I mean, it's 4 kills, right? It's 19 to 15. It's really everyone doing well, but in these last rounds, G2 have looked almost non-existent.
Malt once again. We're going to have what is a bit of a mixed bunch buy for G2. Molotov going to be thrown down. Jax is just going to opt to push through it. I'm going to try and spam him out, but he's going to survive and keep pop control at least. Really fighting for it early into this round. There's going to be a couple of players on the B site as well. Aminek just fighting into Ivy, but there isn't anybody there. It is looking like another B take attempt from ATK.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the fake this time. Smoke's flash is being thrown in. Aminek is not here to help out, so they're going to be a little bit weak on the site. So Hunter back with the FAMAS, though, and look how much ground JT's getting mowed up. I don't know where he just took that damage from. I think he ran through a Molotov there, or maybe got spammed through or scouted, or yeah, spammed through potentially. He's gonna fall though, so it's gonna be 1-for-1 trade. And Floppy just doing Floppy things. 25 kills now for him. He's looking to lock this round and tie things up between the 2 teams.
Yeah, Hunter's been able to do some extra damage once again. They do actually have a kill onto Aminek, so there's still possibilities here, but I think that kill might just decide the round. Kenny trying to sneak his way through, but there shouldn't be any way, really, that he gets this far. Almost finds the second, but it isn't going to be the case. Loads of money for ATK, so even the players that they're losing, it doesn't really matter. And now they're in the exact same position that G2 had them in. They have lots of cash. They're coming up with buy after buy after buy, and they even equalize the scoreline. That's not something I thought I'd be saying. Thoroughly impressed with this T-side from ATK. Is this going to be the change? This is the first real 4-buy with weapons across every single player, or maybe the second from G2. Are they going to be able to stop this bombardment from ATK, or are they going to let this slip?
Also remember, I think Floppy had like 20 kills when finally a second teammate on his team was able to get into double digits. So everyone else is starting to really step up here. Motive catches out Jax, gets the kill. Kind of avenging himself from the first half when he was on the CT side in those positions. Kenny just consistently being burned up by utility down to 22 health. The rotations have fully come through. All the CTs are going to be on this outer bomb site. Inner's going to be left open, which Floppy's going to notice. Now the bomb's going to quickly rotate back over. Will Floppy be the big playmaker here in this round to get them in the lead?
Looks like it. He's already managed to catch off Nexa, and rotation. That should have been a kill, really, for Sonic. We'll see if that comes back to punish him. Bomb is going to be planted on the other side of the map, and G2 are looking quite far out of this one. Hunter could be the surprise factor. He's going to check around that ladder, which will mean that they can come in with those flanks. Still got a fair amount of time because they do have a kit, but they're actually going to just save their weapons. They've lost too much into this round. This is unreal. ATK, after being 10-5 down, have now brought this back for them to be in the lead 13-12 and G2's map pick on the T side.
Well, Inferno is definitely looking like it could be on the cards here today. As long as ATK can continue this pace. Though you did say before, getting Kenny S an off, that can sometimes be enough to win a round. He's going to have it in this round now, saved from round number 25. He hasn't really been too effective with it. I mean, G2, like they've been rotating really quickly. After those 2 rounds back-to-back, we saw it of ATK with the fakes in towards B and then the push down towards ladder. G2 have been a little bit quicker to rotate things out, but that also can be an upside for ATK to realize, hey, they're doing things a little bit too quick, which we can take advantage of. Especially with Floppy pushing in, doing the Hunter special on the inner site. Get them a lot of information to get that bomb down. Speaking of the Hunter special.
Didn't hit up. Still a reasonable amount of weaponry in this round that you have to be careful of. Jack says you're going to be able to get the opener and do a lot of damage as well. Overall. More kills coming across, and now this even looks like a round where G2 are in favor, especially with Hunter coming in from behind. This battle versus Modem could decide the round, and he actually does get that kill. Peak Trooper Amanek is not going to do enough, and it's on to Nexa and Kenny to try and turn this back. Nexa on the site itself, hits one with a D, gets a second as well, and he even tries to go for Modem, but realizes it's not worth it. Let's try and play this as a team. Let's use that AWP of Kenny S. I'm going to get right in close. Sneaking his way around. The peek from Modem is good as he wins that duel, but he doesn't know where Kenny is, and that's so fast from Kenny S. He nets their 13th round. They needed something to bring them back to life. And sure, the pistols did a lot, but that final flick from Kenny was dirty.
Nexus flick here, though. Oh, so crisp, so clean. Oh my gosh, Kenny is just so damn fast. Gets the round for G2, gets him on a 13 to tie things back up, but problem is ATK still have a ton of money to spend. They're going to be able to buy up the round after this as well. Let's see if G2 can continue to stop the rot and close this out. If ATK can pull this one back, so close to taking over to Inferno, with being down so far in the first half on the CT side.
Yeah, there's lots of utility in play now. Oh, Kenny's going to get caught out. Didn't expect them to push through such an open position. Waiting at the back. They're starting to isolate these players. It's falling apart again for G2. Everything that was so successful in the last round is failing. The T's just run the same strategy again, just running into that A site. And they've won themselves another round. It's a 14th on the board for ATK. The train is not stopping. Well, there's no choice but to save these remaining weapons. Kenny's going to be able to buy another AWP into the next round. They'll still have a decent amount of loss bonus, so we should still see a purchase at least. But they need to keep these weapons in play.
Oh my gosh.
1 HP again. That could actually be a problem for G2. I think they should still have a buy anyway, as long as Nexa saves his gun, but it's not going to be an ideal one. And with the potential of their money being somewhat reset going into what could be the last round, I can't believe we're even in this position.
They have no timeouts left either for G2, so they have no time to talk some things over. But 100% agree with what you're saying. Like with the 10-5, with how like dominating that was for G2, to see it come back to this, got a little bit frustrated on the G2 side, and again, kind of reminiscent of their match versus Sharks. Maybe having some problems closing out matches. But here we go. Round number 28 kicking off. What are ATK going to decide to go with? A lot of utility being expended off the bat here at a G2, right into T main.
You can see, look how much utility just been expended so early into this round from G2. They had pretty much a full set. They know how important not allowing these faster rounds to come in from ATK has been. Once again, we see that build up over towards the B site. They haven't thrown one of these rounds in a while. Counter utility expended by Nexa. He tries to keep that high ground going. JT already gets the entry onto Hunter. A lot of this is going to come down to what Nexa can do. There's a first. He can't quite convert the second. He connects just a bullet. Amanek is fast on the rotation at least. And there are a couple of low players. There's still potential in this round for G2. However, that might be the detriment. Amanek, once again, is going to be getting another kill. There's a flank coming in as well they have to be careful of. Is Amanek going to check behind him? That's the problem. There's another player just waiting in the back. That will be Modem, and Jax, he is screwed here. 15 rounds for ATK. Money, now a big, big issue for G2. And they have let this slip. They have thrown it away.
And what do they do here? An overtime would be needed. And ATK had to be flying high. Floppy on 28 kills, so close to passing that 30 kill threshold. And the buy is just not going to be there for G2. I mean, they have like a decoy in Promenade, Famas, Nothing seems to be working out for them on the CT side, which is so crazy to think considering how the T side went and with how Vertigo went. That was a 16-4 scoreline. Let's see, ATK have slowed the pace up now. Do not make any mistakes as they're on the precipice of taking it to a map 3.
It's a good start from Amanek at least. Pre-fire coming through. JT needs to try and make sure that he's not going to be able to retrieve that weapon either. No AWP this time for Kenny, but can't really say he's had any impact with it in this second half. That's been the surprise, is that sure he had that one kill in the 1 versus 1, which gave them one of their only rounds. Can he do anything here? No, he's going to get isolated, taken out. With 55 seconds left, Ivy control now falls into their favor. It's looking like we're going to see another burst into this A site with the bomb setting up into A main. There's already going to be 3, maybe a 4th, as there's still a quick rotation available for Nexa. This is one of the slower rounds we've seen, though. JT waiting patiently, trying to spot, and actually Jax doesn't even know it, but he's in somewhat of a crossfire. Does hit the headshot, though, and that's the bomb dropped at least for a second. Good trades back, though. In a matter of seconds, it swings into the favor of ATK, and Nexa now left in a 1 versus 3 clutch. He's going to walk into the AWP. Modem is going to miss the shot, but OC's there, and the spray down isn't happening. Just 3 rounds is what we got on the CT side from G2 after a 10-5 T side half. I don't know what happened. I don't know where this ATK roster came from, but this is